Hello students, today we are discussing chapter 2 of class 10th, that is polynomial. As you already know that we have discussed this chapter in our previous class, that is class 9th. We already know the basic of polynomial. Let us discuss the simple basic of polynomial and move towards the concept that I used in class 10th. A polynomial px is one variable x is an algebraic expression in x of form px is equals to a n x to the power n plus a n minus 1 x to the power n minus 1 plus dot 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 a to a x square plus a1 x plus a0 x to the power 0. So this is the basic equation of polynomial in the form of nth term. So the highest power of variable is degree. We already discussed in class 9th. So here highest power of variable is n. So n is the degree of the polynomial, where a1, a0, a2, an are the constant term, and an is not equal to 0. Because an is equal to 0, that means this whole term becomes 0, and here we are telling that n is the degree of the polynomial. If this term becomes 0, then n minus 1 will become the degree of that particular polynomial. Now we are discussing zeros of polynomial. So zeros of polynomial, suppose we are taking an equation px is equals to 3x square plus 5x minus 2. Zeros of polynomial means on what value of x this equation become 0. This is we are taking example. So I know that when we put x equal to minus 2, this will become 0. So when we put x equal to minus 2, it will become 3 into minus 2 the square plus 5 into minus 2 minus 2. So 3 minus 2 square will become 4 plus 5 into minus 2 will become minus 10 minus 2. 3 into 4 will become 12 plus into minus 10 minus 2. So that will be equal to 12 minus 12, and that will be equal to 0. So this x equal to minus 2 is the zeros of that polynomial. Now this is the way in which we solve this in equation form. How we can able to find out the zeros of any polynomial with the help of graphical method or geometrical method. So in class 10th of exercise 2.1, in exercise 2.1 we are discussing how we are able to find out the zeros of polynomial with the help of graph. Each and every polynomial having some graphical representation. So with the help of graphical representation, we will able to find out the zeros of polynomial. It is very easy exercise of class 10th chapter 2, that is exercise 2.1. We will discuss this exercise in the book itself, and it is very easy for you to understand this. So this is our exercise 2.1, and this is the only question in that particular exercise. The graph y equal to px, that means graph is given in the form of x. This is very important thing. Y equal to px, that means graph is given in the form of x. So for the polynomial px, find the number of zeros of px in each case. We have to find out the number of zeros. Zeros means on what values the value of this polynomial become 0. So we have to find out the number of zeros. Number of zeros, how we are able to find out the number of zero? If polynomial is given in the form of x, that means here we are having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 graphs. We have to find out individual number of zeros in each of these 6 cases. So if we are understanding the concept with case first. So here we are having x-axis and y-axis. If polynomial is given in the form of px, that means the graph is how many times that particular graph touches the x-axis or cut the x-axis is the number of zeros for this polynomial. So in this graph, this is the linear graph is given. So this line doesn't touch x-axis or doesn't cut x-axis, that means the number of zeros in this case is 0. So in the second case, we have to find out number of zeros. This graph touches the x-axis or cut the x-axis once in this particular region. So the number of zeros in this graph is 1 because it touches or cut the x-axis in one time. If we are discussing in this case, so here is the graphical representation of this particular polynomial. Here is the first place where this graph touches x-axis or cut x-axis. Here is the second place and here is the third place. So the number of zeros in this graphical representation of polynomial is 3. In this case, number of zeros is 1 and 2. There are the two places where this polynomial touches x-axis or cut x-axis. This graph touch x-axis or cut x-axis. So in this particular case, 1, 2, 3 and 4. There are four particular cases. There are four particular point where this graph touches x-axis or cuts x-axis. So the number of zeros in this polynomial is 4. So this particular question is homework for you. You just try to do it by your own. Thank you.